Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again to break out the Witch Doctor. I'm KageKaze, once again bringing you your dose of Witch Doctor gameplay for Diablo 3. But before we move on to killing demons with our band of merry things, I finally have a use for this message pending thing they put up in the PTR for this build. Let's find out what it is. It's the Heart of the Swarm Wings. Haha, yes, I went ahead and bit the bullet and purchased it. And I went ahead to get this version so I can show off the wings in case anyone hasn't seen them yet, which I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities to see them out there on YouTube. But hey, here we go. I got my own version of them, and we got to see just exactly how this message box worked. It was something that I had talked about on the PTR about Blizzard giving items out. I speculated that it was for recovery purposes. I didn't even think about, hey, this is how they're going to give us our collector's items for other games. So now we know. I hit OK, and there it is, right inside of my inventory. Let's right-click on it and take a look. I think it's going to be right at home on my Witch Doctor's back. He is fairly creepy as it is, and I like them. There they are. Bone wings. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to subjugate the demons of hell? Do you want to look like a badass while doing it? Then might we suggest to you the demonic Kerrigan wings? Yes, now you too can look like you could fly if you only had the skin for it. Haha! Can be yours now for three easy installments of $99.95. Oh, lots of demons. Oh, this will be fun. Let's avoid all the nastiness. Oh dear. I don't think I quite pointed this out yet. I have increased my monster power. As you can see in the upper right hand corner, we are no longer running in Monster Power 3. Oh no. We are in Monster Power 6, and it may be just a little bit higher than I was anticipating. I figured that monsters were dying just way too quickly in Monster Power 3. They were pretty much going down in one shot. And as you can see there, those monsters did not want to die. They did not want to go down without a fight. And my demon dogs did very promptly die. So let's move on. I see a sub-event over here. Guard of the Keep.
They've been circling for hours.
Oh no. No. Back off. The winged things can go burn righteous hellfire for all I care. Alright, hit him. He's got the most health. Let it bounce off to the others. Very good. The dogs are dying very quickly. What have I got them equipped with? They absorb 10% of the damage done to me. Well, that's good, considering Monster Power 6. Could be very bad if I don't play a bit defensively. Final Gift and Rabid Dogs just wouldn't do it. Leeching Beasts might be what I would want. But that's okay. We're going to move on. We are, at this point, level 29. We are one level away from 30. Yes, I can do math. No, this is not a bad parody of Rebecca Black's song. Tomorrow is Friday. Then it's Sunday afterwards. I don't know. See, I don't even know my days of the week. That's why I'm glad she's there to tell me what the days of the week are. Anyway. Let's wait for this dog to go down. He's pretty low on health. There he goes. Resummon. Very good. So, when I hit 30, that's it. That is the last level that I will be gaining new skills. After that, it's all runes, baby. And that's really the point at which my builds are going to start getting crazy, because I will be getting at least 3 abilities per level, or 3 runes per level. And that pretty much means I'm going to have to be changing up things quite a bit, especially if I want to test them out. Now there are passives yet to learn, so that'll be changing things up a bit as well. Back away, back away. Yes, they are getting a bit close for my comfort. There we go. The dogs are lasting a little bit more. That's good to see. And oh no 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 no, the poison. That's yeah that's going to be something I have to watch out for. Thankfully, the Templar is on top of the healing. Good job, my good man. First ballista, and oh no, this is not good for me. These guys. Oh, and he's mortar enchanted. I already don't like this. Let's get a bit further away. I might have to use my wall. Wait for my wall and see what we can do. Alright, you're low on health. Let's try and kill you. Very good. Alright, let's move up and do the same up here. Close enough that the mortars aren't too much of a problem. Excellent. I'm trying to be very mindful of my health, my abilities. I haven't died yet. This isn't hardcore, but I really want to try and avoid death as much as possible. See if I can do it. I have not had much success in that regard. For whatever reason, I just die a lot. This is why I usually don't play hardcore. And so far, I've been very fortunate not to die. But if you watch the multiplayer Mayhem series that I've been putting out with some of my buddies there, then you know that just recently I went through a dying spat. I died like 5 times in a single hour. That wasn't fun. Well, okay, it was fun, but it definitely didn't make me look very good, that's for sure. So I'm going for a cautious approach, trying to treat it like I'm hardcore, even though I am not. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Of course, then there's the other side of the coin, is I am experimenting. So experimentation comes with this obvious caveat that, you know, I'm trying to be very cautious, but at the same time, if I'm going to be trying wonky builds, I sometimes need to put myself into danger. We'll see how long it lasts. Fireballs. These winged creatures are definitely dangerous. I have lost many lives to these creatures, mostly on the walls of the stone fort. Looking forward to the first legendary to drop for this playthrough. I got my first legendary in the multiplayer Mayhem in Act 2. You have to watch that one. It was a legendary that I was not expecting, and one that almost made me cry. If you know Snook, you know why. Lots of throwing. Dogs, please. Excellent. Ah, we found the trebuchet. Starting to get flawed gems now. Oh, that's a mighty belt. That won't help me at all. 41, 21, 23. Blarg. No. Not useful. Oh, 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 oh. Keep your arm down there. No, don't hit me. So far, so good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And we've got the wings to make it even sexier. When you're a witch doctor, you can't do the angelic wings. It's got to be the demonic ones. I'm so sexy. Too sexy for my wings. So sexy it hurts. I like them. I really do. It's, what can I say? $20 for wings is pretty much what it turned out to be. Oh, hey, oh, okay, enough of that. moving on. We're walking, we're stalking demons. Okay, there is nothing down here. Let's move up and around, make sure the area is clear around the trebuchet, and then we will take it out. You! Halt! In the name of zombie walls, before I flame your heart and your charcoal. Yes! Health went down. Health potion used. Leave it to Act 3 and, of course, Monster Power 6 to make me need to start using my potions. Right? Right. Of course, I did use one or two, I believe, in the last one, in Monster Power 3. Of course, we are talking about upping the monster damage. Monsters are doing roughly 60% more damage at this point. They have 180% more hit points, I believe. So they're definitely a threat. Oh, there's another catapult. All right, let's do it. Let's get rid of that one. Oops. I suppose is a Heart of the Swarm item appropriate for using an ability that acts like a Void Ray? I think it does. Oh dear. Get off of me! Okay, let's get this thing down. The pets are really making this work, I think. The defensive nature of them, they are dying quite a bit, but it's sustainable. So the pets, I'm glad they increase the survivability of the pets, just because I could see them being completely unusable at this point if they hadn't. Alright, avoid the trap. We have one more ballista to take out. That over there. Oh, these are my least favorite type of monsters. Back off. Back. Thank you! Oh, jeez. Templar is amazingly useful at this point.
That must be the trebuchet. Right now.
Consider him stricken. Now. One moment here. I'm going to turn those quest subtitles off. There we go. Just want to make sure that they show up in the chat box. Don't need them to show up over the heads. Oh, hello, big guy. You stay on your side of the room. And I will stand over here and sling poisonous bats at you. I see no problem with that. That's a win-win situation, is it not?
Need more mana.
Alright. It feels like the dogs are going down just in time for me to be able to summon a new batch. That's honestly just the right kind of efficiency, I think. Uh-oh, I've got a few of these Enraged Blood Clan over here. Alright, which one is this? Maximum mana? Okay, there we go. So, use my Spirit Walk to get myself some more mana.
Need more time.
Okay, so the dogs died a little early that time. It's alright, we can summon them now. Now, have we missed anything? Yes. Our last ballista is over here. So let's go. Take it out. Be a hero. Oh, and we have a dungeon. What do we have? Caverns of Frost. Oop, trap, trap, trap. Alright, let's get in there, do some damage to the group. Excellent. Some range damage to them. Let's get a wall up as well. Didn't go off. Try it again. Ah, there it goes. Wall does quite a bit of damage. What was that? 800% over 5 seconds. It's pretty good. So I like using it not just as a way to keep them from getting to me, but as a source of additional damage. Is quite nice. Is very nice. I like you. I like zombie walls. Nice.
And your siege weapons now lie in ruins. I come for you, Azmodan.
You tell him, Rafiki. Sounds like a case of sour grapes to me. Oh, I don't need my siege weapons to deal with you. La-dee-da. Yeah, well. Oh, hello. I saw that circle before it even hit the ground. I've already called into question Azmodan's capability as a commander. I don't mind making fun of him at this point. He is going to die. We all know it. It's coming. The writing is on the wall, Azmodan. Alright, so, my initial assessment of Monster Power 6 seems to be a little off. I think things are actually going pretty well at this point. It's a good mix of needing to be defensive and being offensive. I have not really had much of a problem with my health. Indeed they do. Haven't been too bad on the health. I've had to use a couple potions, but that's not bad at all. Let's see. The monsters, I was afraid of the monsters not dying fast enough, but as we can see here, as long as I actually use my skills and don't rely on just my primary, I can melt them away pretty quick. So this might be a good point, I think. It's not too hard, not too easy. I seem to be killing fairly efficiently, and since I'm pretty much branding this series as efficient runs, not the most difficult and not the easiest, obviously, I want to have a moderate time of both. Moderate difficulty, good leveling speed is really what I'm going for, because with every video I want to be able to put something out, you know, some kind of build or whatever. You know, I really think being able to go over a new build, some new skills with each video is really where it's at. It's really what I went for when I started this whole thing in beta. Hoping to keep it that way. I've gotten the feedback that a lot of people like to see what I do when I just randomly get skills and try to use them and put them into builds. I think that's really the interesting thing here, because I don't consign myself to cookie-cutter builds. I don't want to just use what is the most effective. I want to try all the skills. I want to know, why is a skill not used? Or why is a skill maybe overused? Of course, as you can see here with my Witch Doctor, one thing I am falling into is sticking with a lot of my pets. Alright, let's get out of there. Thank you, Cormac. Of course, my pets are almost required for some of this damage. I suppose if I changed up the build, I could alter my playstyle accordingly. Like, for example, if I didn't have my Spirit Walk down there, I might not have gone that far into the fight. I might have stayed further back. So I can always adjust my playstyle onto my build. It's actually something that makes the game interesting for me. What makes any game like this interesting is coming up with a build. You know, first I obviously want to come up with a build that fits me and my playstyle, but then I like to see what else can I do? What other builds can I make that don't fit exactly my playstyle, and can I play according to that type? It's the same reason why I like games with, you know, different characters in them. Hell, let's just take an action game. Just take Mega Man, for example. The X series, specifically. I like playing the game as both X and Zero, because it's a very different experience. It's the same game. You're playing through the exact same game in two different types of characters. One is ranged, one is melee. And there's enjoyment to be had in both. I personally am a Zero fan, but there is still joy to be had in X's playstyle. And that's kind of what's going on here with even just the Witch Doctor by himself. The different builds gives me different playstyles, and then of course there's the different characters. Of which I've been playing a lot of different characters lately. Nothing too high yet. Partially from the multiplayer mayhem, but getting people that are in the beta, or not in the beta, in the game, that have just purchased it, and playing Wobies to play with them. It's kind of fun. You know, I was asked kind of recently in a comment is, when it comes to Diablo 3, do I feel that they've added enough in-game content or interesting things in the game to do to warrant coming back to play it? So this is pretty much by a player that they went through Inferno, and I think they said they got to Act 2. And then kind of stopped, because it's like that was it. You know, really, what else is there to do? And I see that. It's fairly true, and it's still kind of true even now. You know, as once you go through it, I mean, you're really just going through the same game over and over and over again. So if that doesn't appeal to you, obviously there's really not much there for you. It's just, unfortunately, that's kind of been, to me, what Diablo has been like for all three of its versions, to be honest. You go through the same stuff over and over again. Diablo 2 didn't really get its Ubers until way late in its life cycle. And then that was another new mechanic that brought people back. And I think what they're doing here is just as good. They're bringing new mechanics in to kind of breathe life into it for the people that really didn't like the grind. I would say, though, if you're the kind of person that wants something new in the in-game content, they don't like doing over the same thing over and over again, you may not find a lot here, even in this build. Now, the Uber system is really cool, I think. You go out, you find key wardens, farm the keys, make machines, and then you get to fight Uber bosses. 2 bosses at a time. And I find that to be a fairly interesting change up to the gameplay, and a decent challenge. And then of course, you can try and build up to your Hellfire Ring, and you know, that is another incentive as well. But of course, once you get the ring, or in fact, even once you've beaten each of the Uber bosses, or teams of Uber bosses once, is there really much else there? Especially if you're looking for new content? Well, I would say no. I would absolutely say no, because, you know, that's just the truth. The problem therein lies, is that the kind of thing you care about? For me, not really. Now, I have kind of veered off from Diablo a little bit, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have other games I'm playing. It's kind of a shame, because really my initial goal was to at least get each character up to 60, and I just have not made good on that goal. As I do love all the characters, I want to see what they can all do. But again, it is kind of I hesitate to say grind, but you have to kind of repeat it all, go through all the levels, and there is fun in that. But after you've gone through it all a few times, especially with Inferno, and that might have been my problem, I farmed a lot of the axe with my Barbarian over and over again to get items. And I probably should have stopped playing my Barbarian sooner. And I say that because then I could have moved on to other characters and tried them out, instead of kind of burning myself out on the content. That's kind of the problem of what happens when you stick to one character for that long. But I still find enjoyment. It's just I have to take it steps at a time, and just I have other things I want to play and really try out. So.
I hope Irena is faring well through all of this. Bastion's keep is full of death and despair.
Well said, sir. Alright. Wall, please. Thank you.
Need more mana.
Well, hopefully when the PvP patch comes out, there will be more there for people that are looking for something to do. I am not sure how it's going to work, though. With all the Paragon levels added and so many changes to the game, you got the Hellfire rings, things like that. I'm just really not sure how they're going to manage any balancing act for PvP. Now, they have said that they don't want it to be an esport, so therefore, there's not going to be a super huge push for balancing. So, time will tell. It could just be a fun distraction. It could be something that brings people back. We don't know. And we don't know what else they're going to add to the game at that time. So, we'll see. We'll find out together. Certainly I, your reporter on the front of the Demon War, shall be there for you. Haha. Okay. So let's clear this up. I have a new level. I am level 30. Halfway there. Now, of course, the intention is that you're level 30 when you clear normal, and as we can see, we're not even close. The leveling that has been offered from, of course, having a nice ruby in my headpiece, that is higher level than I really should have, but, you know, again, for leveling purposes and to make these videos work, that's been fine. And the monster power, getting lots of levels. So let's go in. We're going to do a quick repair.
I've got some new items you might need.
And see if there's anything here. Well, that's barb, wizard. Don't need any of these things that I cannot use. Not worried about keeping them. That's dex. Let's just kind of move all the items together. Intelligence, but I lose damage and protection. No, thank you. Helm, weapon, helm. Okay, let's see. 5 to 8, so that's more damage, but no intelligence. No, thank you. And not enough. No, thank you. Alright, let's see. I have a 41 thanks to the ruby. 28, 34. No. Alright. Strength? Huh. More strength. Really? Strength again! I have hit the jackpot as far as barbarian headdresses are concerned. Oh well. For life a second magic find and a socket. Nope. Not gonna do it. Nope. Okay, so what did we get? We got a new passive slot and a couple new passives. Fetish Sycophants. Whenever you cast a physical realm spell, you have a 5% chance to summon a dagger-wielding fetish to fight by your side for 60 seconds. Physical realms are poison darts, plague of toads, zombie, charger, corpse spiders, fire bats, fire bomb, locust swarm, acid cloud, and wall of zombies. So there's a lot of skills there that will try and trigger this, and it has recently been buffed to 5%, so that's nice. I want to try that out. The other I have is Spirit Vessel, which reduces the cooldown of Horrify, Spirit Walk, and Soul Harvest by 2 seconds. And the next time I would receive fatal damage, I automatically enter the Spirit Realm for 2 seconds and heal 15% of my maximum life. And that can occur but once every minute and a half, 90 seconds. Alright, so that's a good one too. So what do I want to do? I have my defense here, which is good, it's keeping my pets alive. I'm getting my mana up. Well, let's think about which one we'll do there once we change up our abilities. I've got the Gargantuan, which can be replaced with the Fetish Army. It's a long cooldown skill. An army of dagger-wielding fetishes to fight by your side for 20 seconds. They attack for 20% of weapon damage as physical. Well, I kind of don't want to get rid of the Gargantuan. I'm thinking instead of the zombie dogs, I can do the Fetish army. And it's kind of one of those things where I just really don't like getting rid of one pet or the other. I don't mind getting rid of one, but I like having at least something there. And I think that this is just something that happens for witch doctors. It's kind of like monks. You almost always want to have a mantra. Why? Because it's a passive ability for you. Something that's going on in the background. You don't have to worry about it. Plus, I could hit it and gain additional benefit. But it's something that also helps party members. So I really just don't see a reason not to have a mantra in a monk build. And so for that same reason, I'm not seeing much of a reason not to have at least one type of pet in a witch doctor build, be it dogs or a gargantuan. So I want to keep my gargantuan in this case. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll get rid of the dogs though and grab my Fetish army. We're going to give them a shot. So that's a 2-minute cooldown. That kind of sucks, but hey, we'll deal with it. What else did we get? We got Acid Cloud Rune, Lob, Blob, Bomb. The acid on the ground forms into a slime that irradiates nearby enemies for 250% weapon damage as poison over 5 seconds. That is quite nice. So if that does an initial 115, poisons for 150, and does that, it doesn't say it replaces it. 250 over 5 is not bad. Maybe it doesn't do the initial damage, or maybe it doesn't do the damage over time. That is what I'm thinking. I have a feeling it's going to lose the damage over time mechanic. Instead of doing 150 over 3, it'll probably form the blobs and do 250 over 5, which is fine. That's quite a bit of damage. That's an upgrade. We will use it. I like it. So I'm glad to have Acid Cloud back because I do like that skill. It is definitely one I like. But what I'm thinking is Fire Bats and Acid Cloud. I'm thinking I want my Cloud to be my secondary. So we'll probably do that. So I don't know what I'm going to replace my bats with just yet. Let us see here. I only have the one pet. I'm not using the dogs. So how do I want to do this? What counts? Let's get rid of Spiritual Attunement for Spirit Vessel. Okay. So what counts here? Poison Darts, Plague of Toads, the Flash Fire Rune. This will count. That's good. As will my Acid Cloud. What else? What sounds good? Zombie Charger, Corpse Spiders, Fire Bats, Fire Bombs, Wall of Zombies. Maybe, why not Wall of Zombies? Why don't we keep that? That is not a bad idea. I kind of like the control Wall of Zombies gives me. Oops, I missed it, didn't I? No? Wait, 1, 2, 3. It's okay. I'm blind. It's alright. I'll figure it out. There. Wall of Zombies. I think I like that. It's a decent amount of damage. It controls them. And I don't have my dogs anymore, so that very well may be what I need. Awesome. Let's continue.
I could no longer sit idly by while you brought the fight to Azmodan. It has been too long since I felt the thrill of battle myself.
Destroying my siege weapons makes little difference. Every hour, more of my forces pour forth from the mouth of hell. Soon, they will wipe your pathetic keep from existence.
Brave words, Azmodan. But words are all you have left to hurl at us. Forward, friend! Now we shall drive Azmodan's army back into the accursed crater.
It has been a long time since we reforged your blade. Finally, you will use it in battle.
Aha! Even Tyrael is getting in the bashing Azmodan thing. I love that flash fire, the way that does that. I didn't think I would like it at first, honestly, the getting rid of the AoE component. Yeah, there it is. Looks like it is doing... Oh yeah, it's definitely doing its initial damage. Okay, so there is that. As for, is it doing the damage over time component, I am not entirely sure. the Blob's form, pretty much, yeah, he's like instant. So I have a feeling that that is where the damage over time is coming from, not from the cloud itself. So, very good. Let's move along here. Anything good? You're good. And do I have... Yes, I've got a bunch of the little guys now. Looks like 2 or 3. 4. Nice. They will just follow me. Rather than dogs. I have midgets. Now, I didn't get an event here, whereas a gentleman that requires you to get a spyglass and give it up to the scout here at the top of this tower. I think many of you know that quest in question. I would urge you that if you haven't done so before, if you've come up here and given him his eyeglass and then just kind of ran away afterwards, and you've never hung around, I would encourage you at least once to come up here and give it to him and wait a couple seconds. The reason being is that this wonderful quest where you had to go up and give him the spyglass to help the armies is basically made pointless, as the person you give the spyglass to dies an untimely death from a meteor. I know I've just spoiled it, but hey, it's actually kind of amusing to watch happen. I am liking this form of acid cloud, honestly. And it works to have more than one out. If I put one down, that's one. See, there you go. I can have like 3 of those up at a time, and they're just doing damage all at once. That is impressive. A lot of damage. Oh, hello! Just look at him melt away. I might have to bring the monster power up again now that I've got a build that's doing this much damage. Alright, get the Hellbearer. Very good. Now, I have not been using the zombie wall, so I should try and throw that in there to do even more damage. Look at that, I didn't even need to use the acid cloud. Killing, 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 destroying demon hordes. That's what I do, or else I'll get bored. Demons! Haha! I'm having fun with it this time, folks. Enjoying it. You kind of have to have fun with it every now and then, and that is really the whole point behind the multiplayer mayhem thing. It's just an excuse to get together with buds. Just, why not record it, right? Put it out there. People actually kind of like to watch that sort of thing. We're just out there cracking jokes.
We spar someday if we survive this battle.
Certainly. It would be my honor.
Oh, well that was interesting. Good old Templar and Tyrael having a nice little heart-to-heart.
Why are you out here alone?
All of my lads are dead. And I mean to see these bastards suffer for what they've done. Are you with me? Here they are! Charge!
How could I not be with you? They may take our lads, but they'll never take our freedom!
Well, the ones in the skies have finally graced us with their presence. Cut them down!
Oh yes. Do it! Summon the army!
Groups have come up from behind. Bloody adorable! They're trying to ambush us!
Master of Puppets, I'm pulling your strings! Haha! An achievement just for that one.
That's the last of those shrieking little devils.
Come on. That's right. Put up a wall. Lots of damage going out. Just... look at that. Health melting away. You know, sometimes you just have to sit back and have fun with it. I am a semi-serious gamer, you know, so I know what it's like to take a game fairly seriously. You know, I've played competitively a bit in the past, so, you know, I know how that is. Sometimes, if you don't enjoy it, then how can you really say you're playing a game, you know?
Well, they're all dead and we're not. I'd call that a win, eh? I'll hold this bridge. Go on. You have a demon lord's head to put on a pike.
It was an honor to fight by your side, Captain.
Agreed. I salute you, sir. And we move on. Those Blood Clan sorcerers. Those are the things that are probably one of the biggest pains to deal with. They add a fire shield to the enemy. I don't even really know exactly what it does. I believe it increases their armor. And I'm fairly certain it adds either a thorns or just a damage over time component to everything around them. And it is nasty. And I find that, especially combined with the wrong monsters, to be something that has gotten me killed a lot in the past. You cannot underestimate that shield. And unfortunately, sometimes there's just not a lot you can do about it. Yeah. It's kind of nice to have a bunch of little guys on my side from casting spells, and then I can also summon a bunch more. Just look at them go. That flash fire definitely jumps quite a bit. Alright, let's move in. Well, let me see that. I referenced it and I joked about it, but what is Puppet Master actually? 7 pets and or followers at the same time. Quaint. Alright. Have I done any of that? I've gotten 7 of that. I'll have to work on that. Maybe Mass Confusion is one I'll have to stick with for a while just to get an achievement. Oh, this bridge has seen better days, has it not? Oh yeah, lots of monsters to suffer the AoE damage effects. Do it, little ones, do it. Fortune smiles upon us this day. Anything up here? A box, dead guardsmen, lots of crumbling walls, some more corpses. See? Corpses. They're not moving anymore. Oh look! They think they're alive. Scholarly fez. If it looked like an actual fez. I like fezzes. Fezzes are cool. Uh-oh. Hello. Oh, Desecrator. Yeah, let's be mindful of that, shall we? Yes. Cormac's already healed me once. Oh my goodness. Do I have 2? Oh, I have 2 packs. Desecrator. Alright. I can nearly get another wall up. There we go. Not good. Oop, health potion. Right. Very good. Let's put down a bunch of blobs and get some mana back. I like how the wings stay completely visible. So you just kind of see this outline running along with bone wings on my back. Hilarious. That was pretty close. That was one of the closest I've come to death, I think, on that one. That had me worried that it was going to actually kill me. Good? No. More of these sorcerers, they need to die, and quickly. You stay away, big guy. Back. What have we here? Ah, the merchant. Good. I think my inventory is needing of a little spring cleaning. Let's do it. Let's first destroy everything that he has, so he's even more willing to sell us stuff, because he doesn't want me to destroy him. See how that works? I knew you would. Come here. Life after kill, huh? Critical hit increased, though. No, not worth it. Chest of block for Cormac, no thank you. 29.4. No, 39. 41.
I have been a warrior from a lineage. Battle is inscribed in my soul.
I am honored to fight alongside an angel. Lead the way.
I figured those two would have a good rapport with each other. Alright, here we go. 3 to 6. 43 intelligence, and it has a chance to slow. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and grab that. Wizard's hat, can't use. That's just 3 to 6. I could put more intellect in it, but I don't think it'll be better than what I've got. Nope. Alright. Another headpiece. It's a witch doctor headpiece with strength on it. Curse you, Blizzard! Oh well. Vitality, not enough. Vitality, intelligence, mana regeneration, which is the nice thing about the unique item, but I just don't think I need it at all. So, sell it. Very good. Very good. So far, so good. Now I can tell you I'm already a little afraid of Act 4. Act 4 has so many nasty things in it, so many bullets flying around, that I have a feeling I may not be able to keep this up in Act 4. At least not the no deaths thing. I will keep it on this monster power, be no less. Of course, then there's Nightmare. You think about it, there is a difficulty jump between normal and Nightmare, obviously, but a fairly substantial one. Will Monster Power 6 work on Nightmare? Well, time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. We'll make it work. Die, 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 my darling. Don't utter a single word. There. Stairway to nowhere? As opposed to the stairway to heaven or a highway to hell. Lots of musical references today. I'm not sure why. Don't ask me, I just go with it. Whatever comes to mind, it is done. So as you can tell, my mind is a very crazy place. They like me here, though. So I stay. Monster there, take him out, take... Okay, more poison. I'm really glad they increased the chance of this passive here, the Sycophants. Psychopaths. Is it Psychopaths? The spelling doesn't seem like it would be. The increased chance of them spawning, I've seen quite a few of them, and they have been quite helpful. So I think it's a very nice skill indeed. Haven't really needed the army. We will be pulling it out for this next fight, though. Oh, I'll be pulling it out, all right. You thought I was gone, but no. I'm here to pull out my ancient heraldic staff and make you feel real awkward about the choice of words I used. Ladies and gentlemen, stay a while and listen to the screams of the demonic hordes as they fall, one by one, to the massive power of Rafiki, the witch doctor from hell. My gargantuan has not died. He is a powerhouse. I wonder, will my gargantuan survive the boss fight? Will he live? Will the Siegebreaker have his way? Yes. Well, we're here now. And it's taken a little longer than I thought. I actually thought I would continue recording beyond Siegebreaker, but apparently the higher monster power has, of course, slowed things down a tiny bit as far as story progression goes. But as you can see, my level progression is as strong as it has ever been. So, this is good. This is good. So, did I get anything good before I fight him? Shoulders with strength. No.
Druin will destroy the demonic seal protecting this gate.
You're a big fella. Move. Alright. Let's get the wall up to do some damage. Oh dear. Good work. Plenty of damage going out. Look at how his health just kind of falls away. My gargantuan is having a fairly easy time of it, actually. Okay, we're trying to spawn the wall right on top of him. I am not sure if it would stop him from moving, but the main reason behind getting it right on top of him is really to just get the maximum potential out of my wall. If I want to kill him quickly, I need to make sure that the wall is right on top of him. There we go. See? Lots of damage being done. Let's throw out a couple of these. Just get 2 of those out. I'm going to go ahead and spam a few of them and use this just to get mana back. There we go. Irradiating him from a distance. And then a wall of zombies. I'd say Siegebreaker as a ranged really does not seem that difficult. Compared to fighting him as a barbarian, where you have to get up close on him.
This is gay.
I certainly don't have any family waiting for you.
I cannot return to this order. This is
The Siegebreaker is a monster of legends, of nightmares, and thin whispers in the dark. It is the most prized champion of the Demon Lords, because its massive size and strength could turn any battle in its favor. I wish I knew more, but alas, all who have seen it have perished.
Now that I've killed him, and I want to talk a little bit on the story here that is kind of interesting but kind of a shame at the same time. You think of Tyrael and his forging his sword Druin. Now before he used to do quite a bit of damage, and they nerfed him because it was too easy and people could farm with him without having to be of power. Of course, since then a lot has changed in the game. So, really, it's not so much of a big deal anymore. But I can imagine why they would not want to revert those changes. But here's the thing. You think about Tyrael, I like the fact, okay, Druin can remove demonic seals. Great. But then it feels like he's kind of turned to an internet meme of, look at Tyrael and his amazing sword, the lockpick, as it were. You know, he can break down doors. That's his claim to fame now. It's kind of a shame, really. They meant well with it, but it feels like he's gone to a dark place because of that. Sad, though. Tyrael is still a, definitely a favorite character of mine, though. Just something about him.
I come with urgent news. Leah has had another vision. A vision of twisted demonic towers and enormous hearts beating within them.
I know of them. They are the Sin Hearts. Asmodan must have dredged them up from the depths of his realm to empower his legions.
Then we will stop the beating of these hearts.
Oh yes, we will. But that will be for another video, another time. And as we can see, about 40% away, I'd say, from the next level. So that should be easily obtainable before I get to Asmodan. We'll be level 31 at that point. That'll be fun. Looking forward to it. So let's get on.
The demon gate is no more, though Asmodan has brought hell itself through it. Now I must destroy the Sin Hearts so that his armies will falter. Then only Asmodan will remain.